Okay, the starter came in for our 17 F150 HL3Z11002-A. I mean, 17 F150. I got my mind on so many jobs right now. $13 mil up top. Pull that out. 10 mil on the bottom holds this bracket on. Just go ahead and slide it back, and then there's a 13 mil underneath, and you'll be able to hang your starter and get your stuff off as the starter's hanging. Okay, so I took the plastic clip that holds the harness. I took that plastic clip right there out to give me more room, and then I pushed the starter back towards the bracket right there where the motor mounts, and I pulled it up on an angle in that hole that way, and then kind of wiggled it and angled it down, and it gave me this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, there's two ways you can do it. You could drop the sway bar, which you don't need to do. Yeah. And then you could reach up here and get the 13 and 10 mil off the back of it. All right, now I've got it, I slid it down this way. I slid it down this way, and now I've got it hanging. I'll go ahead and change everything over, and then put it back in there. You can see the contact points on the starter are just shit. I mean, 40,000 miles and this starter is rotten. This is a new starter. I'm gonna go clean up the old eyelids real quick and get it ready. Okay, this is a kit that I ended up getting off the Snap-on truck. It's made by a company called IPA Future Now. The product number is 8080. And when you can't get in eyelids and stuff like that, the eyelid that goes to the power post on here, it's got a rubber bushing all the way around it, so you need something like this. And I hook it into my quick connect, and this is what I use to clean out like caliper pins, anything in tight spots, bore surfaces, right here. All right, put some of the thicker heavy duty electrical grease on here. The strap going from the solenoid to the actual starter motor itself. I sealed up that main power wire and then the exciter wire. I put some around that too. Then we're going to go ahead and slap all this, push this back up in the truck and get it mounted and started up. It's a little bit of a bear, but you see how I took the body, the back end of it, up on an angle, like kind of towards that turbo tube up there, the supply tube, the oil line, and I kind of took it, twisted it up in an area. As soon as I got it to clear, it started to slide in the hole. So you got to be very careful and very patient. You'll probably get a little tired doing this, but you'll get it in. Once you go to slide it in the hole the rest of the way, you're going to have to grab the body and turn the solenoid down to get the cut of the flange inside the starter to clear the flywheel. And you can see here, now I've got it in the hole. It's just a matter of, do you want to pull the lines off ahead of time, or do you want to try to do it the way I did? Just to each their own. Okay, everything's installed, nice and clean. Now we're going to go ahead and put the vehicle down, start it up. So I'm going to clean this negative post up the rest of the way, and go ahead and put everything back on and tighten it up. You should always take this off when you're working on any major electronic components before you do the work. That's how I feel. It's all hooked back up. Start it. Before it had trouble remote starting. Let's see what happens. Oh, the hood's open. And the windows are down. Clean. Let's shut this off and do it inside now. Try not to get the customer's truck dirty. I'm gonna go wash my hands just for this. Okay, it's running. Started up just fine. Let's give it to Mr. Customer and let him drive it. Starter changed.